Hello, everyone. My name is Ken Schulte, and I wrote this article about captain's authority. And I thought it'd be good to add some narrative to this conversation, because sometimes when you read an article, you don't automatically get the true feeling of it. And to be honest with you, this article is meant to be a course. And so that means it's meant to be a discussion. And when you have a discussion, I think good questions get asked. People will come up with maybe some philosophies that you haven't thought of. So I wanted to add that as a point, and then kind of talk a little bit about captain's authority and why we wrote this. It's a very sensitive subject, man, I tell you. People can get kind of spooled up about this. So you'll see me have some more videos here. As I'll sprinkle them in through the article as we need. But I wanted to take a look first at this traditional view, because captain's authority, it's a hot topic, guys. I'm a captain at a major airline, and you talk to people, you listen to people, you talk to different first officers, and there's a lot of heated discussions going on about where captains are today, what their authority is, what their command issues are, and they're out there. And I think the main reason for this article is it's a paradigm shift. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at, like, first of all, the historical elements, like what is traditionally the captain's role, how has it been kind of going back to the beginning of aviation when there was such a thing, and then how that has evolved. And then we're going to sprinkle in some, there's safety issues, there's how do you respond to an emergency, and then there's the new era. So this video is going to jump into that, and we're going to go ahead and get started with the this traditional view, or what I call historical elements. So if you look at the top of this graphic, it's pretty much easy to understand. But if you start at the top, it says input. And I think traditionally, the captain was viewed as the trust factor of the airline. This is the guy that's going to get it done, right? He is the eyes and ears. He knows what's going on at the gate. He knows what's going on in air traffic control. He can look down at his iPad or his weather, his briefing, and look at what's going on real time. Now, we all know releases are probably generated 2-3 hours beforehand. So a captain looks at this and goes, well, this is what's happening now. This is what's going on today, right now. This is the current ATIS, so to speak. But, that person, when you look at that, you go, okay, this is my value. And you can't replace me with software, because I'm the guy, I got my hands on this. And so a lot of times we feel like this value is decreasing. So that's the input part. And so if you move around to the right, to the control part, it's like, hey, listen, I have this direct relationship with the control of the safety of the flight. I'm the guy that, we're going to follow the SOPs. We're going to do the briefings right. We're going to have some sort of interaction. I'm going to set the tone. I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to do what I get paid for. And of course, I'm going to follow everything. And I guess this would depend on what captain you are. But I'm going to adhere to the contract. Oh my goodness, that's super important. And it is, to a degree where you have to kind of look outside the box. I'm not saying that you have to look outside the box. I'm saying there have been people that looked outside the box. That's good. That's the control aspect of captain's authority. Now, if you look down to the responsibility part, you look at this and you say, okay, wow. This job has a lot of responsibilities. It has responsibility of the FAA. I mean, they're the ones holding you accountable, right? I mean, they can make all the rules in the world. But when we know that there's an issue, a problem, a violation, you did something wrong, everybody points to the captain. And that's okay. That job pays more, right? And rightfully so. And I think that's part of the issue of captain's authority. It's like, hey, listen, I'm the guy that's on the hook. I'm on the hook to the company. I have to be held accountable to my crew, to my passengers, my family. Fill in the blank. You could have, this conversation could go on long. And to be honest with you, that's a heavy burden. Get up here. There's lots of room on these shoulders. It can, I remember when I first upgraded, it can keep you up at night. So you have to kind of balance that out with the control. And basically, no one really teaches you this. This is what you learn when you get thrown on the line and you have your first outing and you're trying to figure it all out. Anyway, moving to the left, we go to professional. Obviously, there's an image. We want to be able to convey that image of authority, maybe by the way we dress, by being on time, by making good decisions, being personable, having good leadership. And no one, these are all super good things. I mean, when you lead your crew and you make it fun, but you make it serious and you make it professional, that makes a difference. And no one would ever argue with that element of professionalism in the business. And then lastly, there's this command. And hey, listen, we've all seen this used very well or very poorly. And I will just say this, there are times, and this really I'm going to speak to airline management. And they know that there's this us versus them mentality out there. And there's been this hardcore, it's our contract versus you. And, there's somebody standing behind the curtain controlling or pulling the strings of my life. And, these schedules suck. And these duty days are terrible. And I can't believe there are those guys. And then there's guys that are like, okay, let's just figure this out. Let's work it out. And that's good. You have to adapt and overcome if you're former military. But it's true, the tone that you have, and then that there's that burden of, I got to carry this around with me for this day because I'm the one that, I'm the guy that's accountable, but I'm also the guy that's like, we have to get from point A to point B. So that's the historical elements that kind of makes up the gist of what I call history, or how this all started. And each person reacts to this in a different way. And that's good. I mean, that's what makes us human. That's good. But now we just need to move on and put some more pieces of this puzzle together. And that's the key. It's a puzzle. And when we get all these pieces, sorted out, we'll be able to go, okay, here's the outline, and let's fill in the middle pieces and make this picture come to life. So that's part one. Hopefully this has intrigued you. I'll see you on part two.